To put it simply, the game you're seeing on my screen right now has to be one of the best games I think that I have ever played, and particularly the best game I think I've played that is by PlayStation. And this is of course Ghost of Tsushima. And in this video I'm going to be playing Ghost of Tsushima whilst just talking about the game. So we're actually going to head over, I think a great example, to really show what the game's capable of is to get into some combat. So Ghost of Tsushima launched in 2020, it's actually almost 3 years old now. That is mental to think actually that this game is almost 3 years old, since it really doesn't look bad at all. I think this has aged very, very well. And of course this did actually originally release on the PlayStation 4, but is now available on PlayStation 5, and that has just picked up me talking about PlayStation. But either way, yeah, no, I think this game is absolutely outstanding. I'm going to be talking about it whilst just playing some Ghost of Tsushima. So basically, I don't even know where to start, to be honest, with Ghost of Tsushima. I honestly really like this game. I think with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and Red Dead Redemption 2, this has to be one of the best games I have ever played. And I think, yeah, I would say it probably is genuinely up there. I'd say those are my top three. I don't know what I'd rank them as, but yeah, no, I'd say The Witcher 3, Ghost of Tsushima and Red Dead Redemption 2, nothing really beats those. They are just absolutely outstanding. And as you can see here, we're just engaging in some combat. I'll just use some fire arrows there. A bit of a classic weapon from loads of different games. And yeah, I really like this game. And as you're seeing, the combat now, it's great. It really is great. The interactions that you're able to pick up with different sorts of characters. And I actually haven't played this game in a long time, so I've completely forgotten the sort of way that I would utilize this combat. But either way, and there we go, just completely, there we go. So yeah, no, I really like this game. I think it's great, and the combat has to be, in my opinion, the best part of the game. Nothing can beat them Ghost of Tsushima combat, in my opinion. It really is strong, and is probably, yeah, I don't know, I'd say it's the best part of the game, and definitely the thing that makes it one of my favorite games of all time is the combats. And it's not just the combats, there is definitely some other great aspects to the game, and one of those is obviously the graphics. You can't beat the graphics of this game. I mean, it's a very unique art style, in my opinion. Obviously it is very themed with sort of Japan and everything like that. I think that, yeah, works really well. And I remember the launch hype for this game actually, and it was its unique art style that really sort of interested me and really made me want to play this game when it did release. And yeah, you can't go wrong with the art style of this game. And something also great about the art style is that the game can actually be replayed in black and white. And of course, you don't actually have to replay it. You can actually, I believe you can play it right from the beginning in black and white if you wanted to. But I would say a great way to actually play the game is to first play it in the sort of standard mode, and then you could actually then utilize the black and white modes. The only, I would say, downside to that is that you can't skip cutscenes in this game, so that can make it a little bit boring if you've already, you know, already remember a cutscene and you've got to watch it all again. But either way, the cutscenes aren't too long in this game, so that is also another strong part. Sometimes I find cutscenes can get pretty boring, but in this game they're not actually really long, but they're definitely there for those that want to watch them. So yeah, to be honest, I'm trying to think of negatives of this game, and literally the only one I think I could think of is that you can't skip cutscenes, and many wouldn't even consider that a negative. I think the combat's great. Now, another part of the game is, of course, its expansive open worlds, and let me actually get up the map real quick. And as you can see here, yeah, so this is the open world. It's absolutely massive, so I've absolutely, you know, done everything that you can in this region here, and I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy at some point for this game. I've just never got round to it. But so these with the base game are the three areas that you get, and then over here we have the Icky Island, and this is actually part of the DLC for the game. There is actually a director's cut, which is what brought the next generation version of Ghost of Tsushima around, and yeah, this is definitely a great DLC. It's short and sweet. You can complete it in a day, but it is really good. The story's there and it's great, and it is, yeah, just solid DLC. There's nothing wrong with it, and that's what I liked. I thought that DLC was great. And then of course, yeah, you've got your standard islands, or not island, this is the main island here with the 3 different regions in it, and I'm currently going through this one. And yeah, there's loads of different side quests. There aren't any main story missions since I've completed all of those on this save, but it is really nice. And I have to say, there are sort of loads of different areas you can go to. For example, we can just fast travel over here, and this is basically an area that we have raided and we have sort of gone for ourselves now. It's a settlement that we have, and yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to interact with certain characters. complete certain side missions, and I really have no complaints over pretty much most of this. So the combat, yeah, we've touched on that. It's absolutely outstanding. You can use all sorts of different weapons, whether that's range weapons, maybe that's, you know, using different types of sort of miscellaneous weapons, such as throwing items, and also, of course, you have your blowgun as well. There's all sorts that you can do to be able to take out enemies, whether that's just charging into areas, which is always an option, or of course, you want to take the stealthy approach. That's also always an option within the game as well. And then, of course, you've got your traders and everything like that, a swordsmith where you can upgrade and get new swords and everything like that. Just standard stuff for an open world game, really, which all works well. I think the expansive open world is great. There are random encounters that you can find throughout the world as well, which is always good, and I think that should be standard, really, for open world games these days. Something you need to make it feel alive. And yeah, the graphics are great. Now, something cool I like about the game in terms of navigating the open world is that there isn't actually a mini-map. As you can see, they tried to keep it, Sucker Punch tried to keep it really clean in terms of the visuals for the game. Now, the way that you actually navigate to an area, I'll show you exactly how you do that. So, for example, let's say we want to go over here and raid this area. So we'll go grab our horse, and then we'll be able to mount onto there. And we actually swipe left, or sorry, up on the trackpads, or I think, do you call it the touchpad on the PlayStation controller. And it actually shows us the wind, which takes us to that area. It's pretty cool. As the top left, we get how far away we are. That's really cool in my opinion. And actually, when I saw this in the trailers for the game before it released, I thought, oh, I'm not sure that's going to work. Maybe they'll have to add a mini-map at some point, or maybe there'll be an option to put one in. But no, you don't need one. You honestly really don't need one for this game, since it is just really clean visuals, and using this wind I think works really well. And yeah, I really like, I have no complaints at all with this, and I think it's great. And I think this is really sort of, and as you can see, we've got a random encounter here. And I think that's sort of a way that the game really utilises the DualSense controller. Of course, you did get all of that on PlayStation 4, but it didn't feel the same. You weren't getting the same sort of haptic feedback and everything like that, and utilising the adaptive triggers like you get to do on the PlayStation 5 consoles. And obviously, I've never done a video on this game on this channel before, and I just wanted to show my appreciation for the game and explain how I really like this game. I think it is, yeah, one of the best games I've ever played. And the combat really has to be the thing that sets this game apart, to be honest. There's also some decent parkour, actually, with this game as well. That's something I can't complain about. And I'm pretty sure there's one person left. Here they are. And yeah, so no complaints there. Now, in terms of something else that is really good, so we've talked about everything, you know, the visuals is great, the performance mode is also great. You get to experience this game in 4K, 60 frames per second, I believe. And yeah, so 60 frames per second is nothing to complain about. You get high resolutions, you get great graphics. That's all next gen optimized, just like it is with the controller. Now, along with that, the DLC is great. You get the director's cut version, and I believe that is available on PlayStation Plus Extra if you want to pick it up. And yeah, that's also great. It's basically, yeah, the PlayStation Plus version of Game Pass. You can get this game on there if you want to, and of course now you can pick it up for pretty cheap prices, to be honest. You could probably get the director's cut for about £30, which is an absolute steal, and that does include the base game and the DLC for next gen consoles, or just the PlayStation 5. And then in terms of the story is great. I honestly really thought that the story had a great twist in it at the end, and yeah, and it's really good story, no complaints there. And then the combat, yeah, is the best I've ever seen in any sort of game, and the utilization of the DualSense controller is also really nice. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the photo mode. Now, the photo mode has to also be the best photo mode I have ever seen. This is absolutely outstanding. There's loads of different filters and loads of different settings that you can pick between. As you can see here, we can change the color grading, make it sort of a more classic style. We can add exposure to the image, and we can change particles. We can add some red leaves. Obviously, you can't tell the color because of the filter I've put on. You can change the wind speed. You can change the wind direction. You can change the clouds. As you can see, all of this makes for a really nice photo. Of course, I'm not the best person for using a photo mode at all, but if you are into your in-game photography, then this game is going to be absolutely perfect for you. You can change the time of day as well. I didn't even know you could do that. And of course, you can change the weather and everything like that. Really impressive. I've never seen anything like this before in a photo mode for a game. Just really cool stuff here, and easily the best I've ever seen. And yeah, that does just about wrap up things here, to be honest. I just wanted to talk about how Ghost of Tsushima is easily, in my opinion, one of the best games of all time, and hopefully soon We will get this game ported over to PC so you can experience it even in greater detail with higher frame rates, better visuals, and yeah, just experience this game on a very powerful PC would be something I'd really like to do. And then, of course, hopefully one day we'll get a second game. A Ghost of Tsushima 2 is something I would definitely spend loads and loads of money on. And yeah, just wanted to make this video talking about Ghost of Tsushima in 2023 and why it is one of my favourite games of all time. Now, on screen now, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that.